All right. Today is Thursday, August 22nd, and we are broadcasting from Vendasta headquarters in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Thanks everyone for attending our Vendasta weekly webinar. Today we'll be talking about one of the website products that we have in the Vendasta marketplace, Pagevamp. So with Pagevamp, you can build a professional website for your clients in just seconds because Pagevamp syncs from your client's Facebook page and updates the site automatically. My name is Cam. I am a product marketing manager here at Vendasta, and joining us today is Vincent Gomez Sanchez, co-founder of Pagevamp and Outside. Thanks, Vincent, for joining us today.
Yep, of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so just a few reminders. As usual, if you have any questions, just type it out in the chat box and we'll get to them towards the end. And if we don't get to your question today, I will personally follow up with you after the webinar. So I'm sure we all want to hear more about Pagevamp now, so I'll let Vincent take control. All right. Take it away.
Okay, sure. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, so as Cam mentioned, Pagevamp is an automated website builder for small businesses. So the way it works is if a small business has a Facebook page, you can just plug it into the Pagevamp product within Vendasta. Our application will extract all of the content and information from that Facebook page, and in just a few seconds, build a standalone, beautiful, mobile optimized website for that business. And then that website is customizable. You can change the design, you can add more pages, and you can publish it at a custom domain. But the core content of the website is still synced with the Facebook page. So if the small business owner posts news or uploads photos to their galleries, those changes will appear automatically on their website. And the reason why this is important is, as you know, there are still many small businesses who want a website or need a new website, but oftentimes those businesses already have a Facebook page because the Facebook page is free, relatively easy to set up, and small businesses are familiar with the Facebook interface because very often they are users of Facebook themselves. So Pagevamp acts as a really easy way to set up a website for these businesses in a matter of seconds or minutes as opposed to hours or days. So I'm going to walk you guys through what the process looks like to build a Pagevamp website from within the Vendasta dashboard. So here is the Vendasta Partners dashboard. If you want to create a Pagevamp website for your customers, first you go to Businesses and Accounts under Businesses. I have a bunch of different businesses set up here. So let's say you already have the account created and you want to add the Pagevamp website product for that account. So this is an example of a fitness business that I've set up, and I want to build a website for them. So I would go to Products, and I would activate Products. So then I'm going to search for the Pagevamp product here. Oops. And then I see I have the Pagevamp Instant Website Builder. So I can select it. And actually, the Pagevamp Instant Website Builder comes with a 14-day free trial. So there is a cost to publish the website beyond that and to have a custom domain, but you can always create a website for free and see how it looks. So here I proceed to the next step. And to build my site, I basically just need to plug in the Facebook page for this business, which I have right here. So I copy this URL for the Facebook page, I plug it in, and then I click Next. I accept the terms, and I purchase. So that's basically it. Now my site has been created. Generally, it takes a few minutes to move from pending to having completed the purchase. But for the sake of time, I actually have already created a website for a different customer here so that we don't have to wait for it to be pending. So we can open up the editor for this example. So once you have your site created and the product is active, as you can see here, now to see the editor for this website, I would go to the user. So if you don't have a user yet, you would want to create a user for this business so that they can edit their products, but I already have a user created, so I'm just going to impersonate this user. And when I impersonate the user, I'll be able to see all of the products that are currently active for this user. So I can see that the Pagevamp website builder is active. So if I want to log into the website editor and see the website, I just have to click here. And now I'm being redirected to the Pagevamp website editor. So the first thing it asks me here is if I want to log into my Facebook account or not. When I log into my Facebook account, if I am an admin of the Facebook page that was used to build the website, this will activate the real-time updates, which means that every time the user posts on Facebook, it will automatically sync those changes with the website. It will also activate the reviews feature, so Facebook reviews can be seen on the website. If I don't log in with Facebook, the website can still be created and it will be synchronized, but it will synchronize every several hours or at least once per day, as opposed to being automatically synchronized as a change occurs on the Facebook page. So I'm actually not an admin of this Facebook page, so I'm just gonna skip this step and check out the editor. So this website is on trial, which I can see. I have 14 days left. And here I can see what my Pagevamp website looks like within the editor. So this is the website, and this gray area is the editor. And this was the Facebook page that was used to create this website. So you can see this is the home page, gives the description of the business, all pulled from the Facebook page, as well as its latest news. It comes with an about page with business details, description. The news page shows the latest news posts on Facebook. The gallery page shows their albums. The events page will show their events, and in this case, they do not have any upcoming events. And then the contact page will have the phone number, the hours, and the location, and a form so you can reach out to them. And all of the sites come with this little widget where you could message the business directly to their Facebook page. You can subscribe for their newsletter, and you can open up a map to see the business location. So this entire site, as we just saw, was automatically built in literally seconds from this Facebook page. I have not touched the editor for this website yet, but I do have quite a bit of functionality that I can change. So I can modify the fonts. If I wanted to change to this font, I could just do it like this. We also have the option to choose custom fonts. So these are just some suggested fonts, but then you can basically choose from a long list of any Google font that you want. You can change the color. So you can choose one of the suggested colors, or you can choose a custom color like this. And I could add a logo. So if I wanted to upload a logo, I could do it here, or I could modify the name of the business instead of updating a logo, just like that, and it'll update the title, or I can remove it. And the homepage images are also editable. So let's say that I wasn't a big fan of this first image that was chosen. I can go in here and see we automatically pulled their high definition images, which are recommended for the homepage. And I could say, maybe I don't want this image, but I do like this one. And I'm gonna rearrange it so that this appears second. And then just like that. And then I'm gonna save. And now my site has been updated with the new homepage images that I've selected. Those are just some of the design features. Now I can actually change the content. So let's say I want to rearrange the pages. I want gallery to appear before news. I just drag it like this. Or if I want a page to be a sub-page of another page, I can do that as well. So if I wanted gallery to be a sub-page of about, I could just drag it to the right like this, and it appears as a drop-down. And all of the pages can be hid, or edited. So if there was like a news post that I didn't want to appear on the website, I can edit the news page and then hide any post. So let's say I wanted to hide that first post because I didn't feel like it was appropriate for the website. I could just save, update it, and the post is hidden. I also can add new pages. So there's a few different page options, different types of pages. Sometimes restaurants want to link to a PDF for their menu, or they want to have a link on their website that links out to another website. But I'll show you what it's like to build a custom page. So we have some preset templates for custom pages, or you can start with a blank page. So I'm just going to start with a blank page. And here I basically have a little mini drag and drop editor. So if I wanted to place an image on this page, I could do that. I can just save this is just a placeholder image for now, but that's how that looks. I can add a video, and it will create 2 columns. And here you can see my video has been added. I can adjust the columning. I could add just a full width video below these, like this. I can add text, I can add music, and I can also embed features. So for example, a lot of restaurants maybe use open table. You could embed the open table right within this page. And if I wanted to call it videos, just update the name and I save it. I can exit the editor. And now we will see that I have a videos page on my website, just like that. So, I mean, there's a lot more options that I can walk through with the custom pages, but that's just to give you a sense, and you guys can explore it later. The settings page also has a bunch of different functionality. So I can add my social media icons here. So for example, I'm just going to copy the URL for the Facebook page and use it, but if I wanted to have a Twitter social media icon or an Instagram social media icon, I could just save that, and my site will now update to display these social media icons, just like that. Other features, I can add a call to action button to my site. I can change the language. So if the site's in Spanish, I can change it to Spanish, or if I want to activate a Google translation widget so that the site automatically translates between languages, I have that option. And like I said, a bunch of different features, custom CSS, custom JavaScript. If you guys want to modify specific aspects of the site beyond the editor, that's available. But like I said, there's a lot to explore, but you guys can explore it later because for the sake of time. One important piece also is that you're not just limited to this template. The template that we're looking at right now is the default template for Pagevamp, but we do offer a bunch of different other designs. And at any moment in time, you can switch to a new design and the content will remain. So even if you created custom pages, it doesn't matter. If I wanted to switch to this template, it will arrange all my content into the new template, including my custom pages. So you can basically refresh the site design at any moment in time. And again, customize the colors, the vibe that you want. And all of our templates are optimized for tablets and mobile devices. So you can preview the design on each of these devices, just like that. So yeah, that is a basic overview of the Pagevamp editor to show you how quick it is to set up a website and to be able to modify it. So now I'm going to go back to the presentation and talk a bit about the business benefits of using Pagevamp. So let's move on to the next slide. So let's talk about the cost. So the Pagevamp subscription for the site costs just $6 per month. And it's $8 per month if you want to use the gray label editor. And I will just explain the gray label editor a bit later in the presentation, but basically we have a version of Pagevamp where there's no Pagevamp branding on the site editor, which gives you a bit more flexibility in terms of setting your price because the users never get to even know who's behind the product. It's basically completely unbranded. Talking about the time it takes to set up a website, as you just saw, it's a matter of copying in the Facebook page and then editing from there. So if you like the initial version of the site, that just takes a few seconds. If you want to add some pages and modify it, just a few more minutes and you can publish a website. Some other reasons why Pagevamp is really awesome. As you saw about the experience, it's pretty easy. Some of our partners choose to edit the websites on behalf of their customers. Other partners allow their own customers to edit their own websites because as you saw, you do not have to be technical or design savvy to use that editor. It's designed to be really easy. And then another important thing is that Pagevamp can act as a very effective sales pitch, because maybe you have a customer that's considering a website but a bit unsure. You can actually just spend a few minutes, create the website for them, show them the finished website, and then based on that, they can decide, I like this, and then you can publish it. So it actually acts as a great sales tool, because it's much easier to sell something tangible that they can see than to sell something conceptual and then hope that they're convinced and then only afterwards build it for them. So how partners are using Pagevamp. One way is they're using it to complete their offering. So for example, some of our partners, their key product is around selling location services. So like basically location listings, SEO services. SEO services are harder for the business to understand, because they're not able to see something tangible in the day-to-day. They know that it's maybe helping keep their information up to date, but it doesn't seem like they're buying something that they can look at and see the performance of. So bundling Pagevamp with SEO or local listing services gives the full package something more tangible. So businesses can type in their custom domain and see, okay, this is my website and it's bundled with this local listing package, and they can get it. And that bundle oftentimes sells better than just local listing standalone. The next point is engagement. I already spoke a bit about this, but the fact that there's a 14-day free trial allows you to pitch customers a finished product and they can see it before buying. So it's a great way to keep customers engaged and excited throughout the sales process. And then the last point is that Pagevamp can act as an interim website. So for small businesses, Pagevamp is powerful enough to give all of the features and functionalities that they need, as we saw in the case of like a restaurant or a salon. Some larger businesses maybe want something more customized that's going to take quite a long time to build. But in the meantime, you can give them a Pagevamp website that covers at least some of the basic features that they want from a website until you upsell them on the bigger custom standalone website. So I think that Pagevamp is a great way to bridge the gap for larger businesses between not having a website to having a custom website that might take a long time and a bigger budget. And next, I want to hand it over to Otis to discuss a few minutes about how he's been selling Pagevamp. So Otis has been selling Pagevamp for the last few months and already has, I think, close to 60 customers that he's built websites for using Pagevamp. So I'd love for him to share a bit of the reasons why he's found Pagevamp to be a great tool for his businesses.
Yeah, thank you, Vincent. Pretty much like Vincent said, I've been selling Pagevamp now for about a few months. And the way I really sell Pagevamp is I was really looking to sell more social media advertising, more specifically Facebook posts. So what happened is most of the clientele that I target is in the beauty industry, barbers, self-employed stylists. Most of this type of clientele, they just depend strictly on Instagram or a company like StyleSeat or one of those other scheduled sites to be their websites. So what I've been doing is I offer the website for free. I let them know, hey, how would you like to have a free website? The only thing is, we just need you to have us do your social media management. And that's literally how I pitch it to people. And what that does for me is a few things. Number one, I charge them $100 to set up their Facebook page and $15 for the domain. And then I tell them, within a week's time, I'll have their website ready. I'll have everything ready to show them. And as a company, I didn't share this with you before, but my background is printing. So most of these clients, they've been working with me for years, and they know that I never really offered any online services. So this right here has really been my first step into stepping into that space. And pretty much it's been awesome. Like we offer the service where we charge $100 per month to post twice a week on their Facebook page, so it could show up on their website, and that's literally how I'm explaining that to them. And also I charge $25 for the hosting, so all those clients, they pay me $125 a month. And I've also been doing Google Business setups, the listings, for over a year. So now I kind of tie that in also, where I let them know that if they want me to set up their Google listing, I normally just charge them $325 one time, but now if they want me to post on their Google listing monthly, I charge an extra $25. So those clients are paying me $150 per month per se. I mean, really, that's the gist of it. I mean, if you have any questions, or anything like that, I'd be happy to help.
All right, thank you so much, Otis. It's really great hearing from someone who actually has like experience and success working with this product. Okay.
So let me continue on. So thank you for that, Otis. And
You're welcome.
Is my screen sharing? Okay, let me share my screen again.
Yeah, it's still sharing. You can just present.
Okay, it's still sharing.
Perfect.
Okay. I think one interesting point that Otis made that I actually hadn't included in the presentation is that because the website setup is really fast and easy, you can actually just tell the customers that the website is free. Because a lot of times just in website creation, that could cost a lot of money for a customer because you have to spend so much time in the editor. But this allows you to basically say, the website's free, you just need to pay the ongoing maintenance for the website or social media services. The customer doesn't need to know the breakdown of cost between one product or another, but if you offer them a nice bundle for $200, the website could just be a part of that package and doesn't need to feel like an additional cost for the setup. So it's a way to kind of say, hey, the website's free so long as you buy into this bundle. So now I wanted to talk a bit about the gray label editor that I was describing earlier. So the key points of this is it's basically the same Pagevamp product, but the branding is hidden from all aspects of the editor and website. Your clients can still log in and make their own changes to the website. They just won't know that it's Pagevamp. And similarly, Pagevamp won't send any kind of like tutorial emails or any campaigns relating to their website to these customers. So you have full control to own that customer and not have them be considering who made the product and what the pricing is with publicly or through other partners. And just to show you how the gray label editor looks, it looks like this. So again, same exact features, just different colors. And there's no mention of Pagevamp anywhere. It just calls itself Site Editor. And you can see the domain is siteeditor.co, which if you were to visit siteeditor.co, also again, it won't discuss any pricing or branding. And I can also just show you that on the website itself, if you scroll to the bottom of the website, where normally the site would say powered by Pagevamp, in the case of the gray label version, it doesn't. Basically, there's no Pagevamp branding at all. So that is the gray label version. Like I said, it only costs $2 more per month, but gives you more flexibility around pricing. Okay, moving on. So that was just the demo there of that. And just to show you some examples of client websites, this deck will be shared after the webinar, so you'll be able to check these out on your own. But I have the links open already. Here's some examples of sites built with Pagevamp. And here's an example of a user that actually enabled the Google Translation widget so that visitors can choose the language they want to see the site in. It's a nice example of a photography website. This is a pizza restaurant. And you can see this is an example of what an open table widget looks like within a Pagevamp website. So it's just embedded there for users to make reservations. And then this is another example of a website. This is actually a business out of Malaysia. So you can see their gallery that's updated automatically, their about information, contact details, map, pretty straightforward. So next steps. if you guys like this and you want to try it out, then you can basically just activate the Pagevamp product within your Vendasta dashboard. And there's a link to a tutorial here within the webinar. Or you can activate the Pagevamp Gray Label editor, also a tutorial link there. And if you have any questions throughout the process of setting up websites or selling websites, you can always reach out to support@pagevamp.com, and we'd be happy to help you answer or address any issues. So now I believe it's the time for questions.
All right, let me just switch that over to my screen here. All right, so we have a couple of questions here. First of all, does this type of website integrate well with Google Analytics?
The answer is yes. So actually, one of the features that I didn't show, well, actually, maybe I could, can I just share my screen again? And I can just go back to the editor. Okay, sharing my screen again. So if here within the editor, for this website, if I go back to the main editor here, you'll see that there's a performance tab. So I just set up this website, so I shouldn't have any site visitors right now, except for me. The 2 visitors are basically me just visiting the site. But here's where I can track the visitors, their sessions, etc. But also I can add my Google Analytics account ID. So if I'm using Google Analytics, I just add the ID in here and save it, and Pagevamp will publish the complete Google Analytics data to that Google Analytics account. So you can manage the tracking and data through there. But if you just want a basic overview of traffic, you have it here without including Google Analytics. So it's up to you. You can do the basic one, or you can add Google Analytics for free.
Sounds good. All right, thank you. Next, when they already have a domain and they want to update their website, can they use the same domain name, and how would the hosting be handled with something like that?
Sure. Regarding domain names, yes, you can register the domain product through Pagevamp, or you can import a domain name that you already have for free. And basically, the way that you can do that is just by modifying the DNS settings. In our frequently asked questions, they'll explain exactly how to do that. But basically, you just go to your domain provider as is, you change the DNS settings, you import the domain, and let me just quickly show you how the domain importing works. So if I'm here in the editor for this site, and I go to settings, I would go to custom URL, and I can connect my domain. So this is where, if I already own a domain, I import the domain here, and then it'll start to work. And right from here, we have an article that explains how to connect the domain. So it tells you what to change the DNS settings to. Regarding hosting, hosting's included in the product. So the site hosting is fully integrated. So when you buy the site, you buy the hosting and it's integrated. The domain, if you bought it separately, you can keep your domain with your existing provider. Or when you register the domain through us, it's just already integrated with our hosting. So you would just choose the domain and it'll start working immediately.
All right, so I guess that answers a lot of our current questions that are popping up here about hosting and domain. So thanks for that answer. Does Pagevamp website include SSL certificate?
Yes, it does. So SSL is included as a part of the Pagevamp product.
Perfect. Let me just go through the questions here. Does Pagevamp support e-commerce sites?
Yes, it does as well. So one of the features that I didn't go through in the demo because it would take up more time is the e-commerce feature, which is available. So if you go to the e-commerce section here, it takes you to a specific dashboard where you can create a store, add products, and collect payments through PayPal or Stripe. So you can set up a store. That said, the Pagevamp e-commerce product is kind of like a basic tool designed for small businesses that want to sell products. So it could be, like a restaurant that has merchandise, or a band that has merchandise or small products, or a small store. It is not the robust, it doesn't have the robust features of a Shopify. So when you're talking about selling to a strictly online e-commerce business, they might require the sophistication of e-commerce features that you would get from a Shopify. But if we're talking about a local business that has an e-commerce aspect to it and wants to sell its products online, then this is a much easier, faster setup process. And also the e-commerce features are free. They're included in the Pagevamp product. So you can just create a store and start selling products. The only fee is relating to the transaction fee, which is collected by PayPal and Stripe, but not by us.
All right. Okay, so there's a question here. Is there a hosting and domain name cost? From what I understand, everything is already included in that monthly fee.
Is there a
Besides the
hosting and domain cost?
Yeah.
Okay, so the hosting is included in the monthly fee. The domain is separate. So if you want to add a domain to your site, I believe it's $12 per year. And that's for a .com, .org, or .net. And I think that that's a pretty competitive rate. But that said, sometimes partners have special rates with their domain providers, like GoDaddy and etc. So if you can register .coms for cheaper with GoDaddy, go ahead and do that and just change the DNS settings. But if you want to register them through us, that's also fine at $12 per year. And like I said, hosting is included in the website product.
Okay. I have a couple of questions around the gray label editor. So can we add our company name to the designer, or can we have the website say powered by our company?
Yes, you can. So you can change the powered by to your company. You can add like a logo to the bottom that links to your website, or you can just have text that says powered by business. To do that, basically you would just reach out to support@pagevamp.com and let them know what you want the powered by piece to say. And then we'll make sure that any sites built through your account have the powered by your business.
Okay. So I have another question here. Are the tutorials in depth for us to create them for our clients? And how long has your company been around?
Yes, so I think the tutorials that are linked through in the deck will explain how to be able to build the sites within the Vendasta dashboard. That said, if you want more in-depth questions answered, you can always go to pagevamp.zendesk.com. And there we have a full knowledge base of information on all of the details. You can also access that support from within this dashboard. So if you click here on support, it links to that same resource center. And similarly, within the editor, we've created some tutorials as well to make it such that users don't have to struggle through the editor. So if you click on help here, you can just click tutorial and it'll walk you through whichever page that you're on. So in this case, I'm on the design tab and I can say, show me how, and it'll say, here's how you change your themes. Here's how you change your font, colors, etc. And then within each of the pages, if you click on help and tutorial, it will do the same thing. So it'll tell you how to add a new page, how to reorder your pages, etc. So we've made it such that, like I said, no technical abilities required to navigate through this product.
That looks really good. All right. What about Facebook Pixel for data collection?
Yes, so you can add the Facebook Pixel. The place where you would want to do that is in the settings. And you can see here, custom JavaScript. So if you paste in JavaScript code here, it will add it to the head tag of all pages on this site. So this is the kind of place where you would want to add any like tracking code, widget, pixel, etc. This is where you can add it, save it, and it will make sure that it displays in the head tag of the entire site.
All right. Next question. We have a ton here. What is the newsletter feature? So I think you showed this earlier on.
Yes. So the newsletter. So as I mentioned, every site comes with this widget where users can subscribe to the newsletter. It can be enabled or disabled. So by default, I believe it is enabled on customer site, but then it can be removed. If a user signs up for the newsletter here, they drop their email, this email will now be available within the newsletter tab here. So I can change the settings of how my newsletter displays, but then I would be able to see the subscribers. So I have no subscribers right now because I just set up this website, but I would see the list of everyone that dropped their email in as a subscriber, or I can add an email manually if I want. I can also export my subscribers if I want to use MailChimp or something else. But if I don't want to use MailChimp, I'm welcome to just compose a newsletter right within this editor. So if I type in like, Christmas special, and I draft up an email that explains the different specials that we're having or some event, all I have to do is click send, and it will send it to all of my subscribers that have been collected through the website. Again, this feature is free and completely integrated into the product.
That is fantastic. Okay, so we also have some questions here around chat features. So I know that we can link the Facebook Messenger to the website through that widget, but if you have a chat bot or any other chat, what do you call this, applications, can you have it on the website as well?
Yes. So again, with the depending on the widget, and you're always welcome to reach out to support if you have a specific tool or product that you want to integrate in the site. We might be able to help you with the nuances of that feature, but oftentimes what it will require is adding the custom JavaScript here for the widget, and then you can have a custom chat widget or support widget that appears on the site. You can always hide these ones and use your own custom one, but yeah, we've definitely seen customers that will add a custom kind of widget that persists on the site for chat or for frequently asked questions, etc.
All right. So if a Facebook page or a company does not have a domain yet, what will the default domain name show up as?
So in the non-gray label version, it will show up as some variation of their business.pagevamp.com. So in this case, it was ishbiliarestaurant.pagevamp.com. And this domain will remain live for the duration of the site, of the trial. So as you can see, I guess one quick point is I've made a bunch of design changes on my site. They're not appearing on this domain yet. And the reason for that is because I actually haven't published my changes. So if I want to publish my changes, I would click this publish button. And this is when all my changes will actually go live. So now when I visit this exact same domain, you'll see that this is the version of the site that I see in my editor. But yeah, this is what the website will be by default on the trial period. In the gray label version, it will be similar. It would be like Ishbilia restaurant, but .siteeditor.co. So in the gray label, it won't say Pagevamp. It will just say site editor so that the user still doesn't see what it is. So if I went here, I can see in the settings, this is how the default domain looks for the gray label.
All right. Well, we still have a couple of questions, but I think we'll get to these questions after the webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. A copy of the deck will also be available, so I'll send out the recording of the webinar and the deck with the links to all the tutorials, as well as for those whose questions I haven't answered, I will reach out to you one by one, hopefully within the week. Thank you so much, Vincent, for being with us today, and Otis for sharing your partner success story with us. Pagevamp is an amazing product, as we all just saw, and has proven success. And there are lots of opportunities to use this product to expand your offerings and packages and potentially increase your revenue. So thank you again for being with us today and for taking us through your product and answering a lot of questions.
Yeah, of course. And thank you again for having me. And I'm excited to work with all of you guys on helping you guys sell websites to your customers. And feel free to reach out to support at any time. Happy to help.
All right. And to all our viewers, thank you for attending this week's Vendasta webinar. We'll catch you again next week, Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for our next weekly webinar. Have a good day, everyone.